On January 2nd, 2018, 32-year-old businesswoman Simone Campbell Collymore and her taxi driver, 36-year-old Winston Walters, was shot and killed close to 4 p.m. on Stanley Terrace in Redding, St. Andrew, Jamaica. This is that story of how a murder-for-hire plot was slowly unraveled as CCT helped solve the gruesome murder. Simone Campbell was born in Jamaica and attended Mill Grove High School. Based on what I've been reading, she seemed like a tomboy much like myself. She loved playing basketball and she was a joy to be around. Her parents were not rich by any means, but they were able to keep their family afloat and considered well off. She wanted to have a family like her mother's one day, 3 children and a husband who loves her. Simone later moved to the US where her parents had a home, and she started attending Nova Southern University. She met Omar Collymore, known as Best, in 2005, and they became quick friends. Omar is a native of Barbados but was also living in the US at that time. Omar was dating his then girlfriend Angela Aguilar, 38-year-old wealthy real estate agent with 2 sons, one living with her and the other living with his father in New York, since that is where Angela was originally from. Both women knew of each other, and Simone and Omar started dating right after this as well. Angela was living with Omar, but he also moved in with Simone around 2007. Apparently, both women were okay with this. Simone was still going to university as a full-time student and working a job on the side. Omar was loved by both Angela and Simone's family as he seemed to be a stand-up guy, and he treated both women well. Unfortunately, Angela was gunned down right before Omar's eyes in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on June 29, 2008. According to Omar, he and his then main girlfriend Angela had gone out that day, and while Angela was in the car, he got out to tie his shoelace. He saw a homeless white man with baggy clothes and a headband approach them, and by the time he kneeled, he heard gunshots firing. He then ran for cover. Upon returning to his vehicle, he found Angela dead. She was shot twice, one in the neck and the other in the chest. After the murder, she was laid to rest. She had a $1 million life insurance policy that Collymore contested 2 years later in 2010 and received US $400,000 payout, with the remaining sum going to Angela's son Elijah. Simone had been the one to help him sign and complete the policy for this insurance. We will get back to the insurance soon, as it does not really come into play as yet. Simone and Omar grew closer after this. She found out she was pregnant and she had just finished school. Shortly before giving birth, they got married in May of 2010, and Omar's mother was over the moon. She thought Simone could lead him down the right path. Even though Omar's mother thought Simone was perfect for her son, she was not at all happy about the way Simone dressed or the fact that she was not always dolled up. Simone would rather not do her makeup, and she wore tights very often. And after having her child, Omar was seen out with different women cheating. He started complaining to his mother that Simone's appearance wasn't very appealing anymore. He wanted her to go to the gym and work out more, stating she was lazy and out of shape. The cheating continued for Omar, even though he knew Simone was aware as well as his own mother. It is believed he told his mother he would not stop cheating after she had begged him to stop and be faithful to his wife. After a while, Simone decided she wanted to start a business venture. She decided that she would go back to Jamaica and live with her parents while she started this new journey with her husband and new family. Omar was in fact not too happy about this. He believed his mother-in-law was too deep in their relationship, and Simone would listen to what her mother was saying a little bit too much for his liking. Because of this, after they moved to Jamaica and moved in with Simone's parents, they eventually got their own place and moved out from her parents' home. After getting their own place, the cheating continued, and Omar became abusive. Simone, realizing he was becoming less and less attracted to her, went and had her body done. She did a BBL and a mommy makeover. Before this, she had gotten her breasts done for him as well. She was hoping this would make Omar at least want to stay home more. But to her surprise, he was unfazed. Even though it was a painful process for Simone, Omar could care less. He still believes if she wasn't lazy and took care of herself, she would not have had to do that procedure in the beginning. Once the insurance from Angela's death came in, there was a large financial change in their family. Even though Simone had helped fill out the insurance paper, she assumed this money had come from a car accident Omar got into when he was in the US. Allegedly, she had no idea it was the actual money from Angela's life insurance policy. Things started looking up, and Simone's business was gaining a lot of traction. She then got into real estate like her husband after he encouraged her to do this alongside him. After all this money started coming in, Omar's cheating got out of control. He occasionally would fly to the US to meet other women in the disguise of going to an eye doctor. Unfortunately, the cheating and abuse continued, and Simone was finally tired of this. They both took a step back from each other. By this time, they shared two children, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. However, it was rumored that Omar was cheating relentlessly at this time, and because of this, they had split for some time and were living in separate housing situations. The morning of Simone's Collymmore's death, she had gone and paid her children's school fee and had planned that evening to pick up both kids from Omar's residence since the children were with him that day. Simone had planned on bringing the children to visit her family since it was still somewhat of the New Year's holiday, and she wanted to do this before school resumed. Her driver, Winston Walter, was slowly approaching Omar's address when they were ambushed and murdered. There were gunshots ringing out, just a few distance from where her children and husband were safely inside their house. Both Simone and Winston were pronounced dead when taken to the hospital. After the shooting and a postmortem was done, it was revealed Simone was shot 19 times. It showed that she died from multiple gunshot wounds to her chest, her abdomen, and injuries she sustained to her liver, lungs, and her right kidney. Walter, her driver, who was shot 5 times, died as a result of one of the shots that went to his head. After the murder, the investigation began. Police had initially thought this was just another senseless killing due to the outrageous murder rate and other senseless killing that had been happening on a daily. But after looking a little bit more closely at Simone's husband Omar, they realized this was far from the truth. This was the same way Angela Aguilar was murdered 10 years ago. At this point in time, Omar also became a suspect and was on the police radar. He tried to flee the island on January 27th on a fake passport, but was arrested at the Norman Manley International Airport. This was only a day before Simone's funeral. They didn't have much evidence at the time, so they had to let him go.